Yeah, that's the same thing. Oh, yeah. Now, chat, out of any of the options who could become president, one of them is probably the least, like, as much as Biden is one of the least popular presidents in US history, this option that we're about to discuss might just be the least popular president on their first day. Any guesses, Chad? I want you to put your guesses in the chat for me. Who are we talking about here? Who might be the least popular president in US history on their first day, who is actually a plausible candidate for the running? I don't think Biden is currently the least popular, but even less popular than Biden. Not Obama. Democrats would love to have Obama back, I expect, but they can't because 2 terms. Jack has it. Will Wheaton is a fun guess, though. It is Kamala Harris. But I tell you, she's ready. Kamala Harris tells the Wall Street Journal, "I'm ready to serve as president." Look at her. Look at that. Look at that deep ebony skin she has of the first black president. Not really, of course. Vice President Kamala Harris told the Wall Street Journal that she is ready to serve as president amid growing concerns about President Joe Biden's physical and mental state. Now, this is funny to me because we were never quite sure what the state inside the White House was between the VP and president until James O'Keefe revealed that, seemingly, there is total discord between the two and that Kamala Harris is widely hated inside the White House. None of that is surprising at all. But the fun part about this is that you might suspect, like people have suspected for years, that they're getting ready to replace Biden with Kamala, but it hasn't happened. It never did. And it still isn't. They're still trying to run Biden in all the primaries. He's getting all the delegates. So what's this then? This could be rebellion. This could be not part of the plan. Not the establishment directing, okay, we're going to replace Biden with Harris now. Not an overarching planned action, but just Kamala trying to take power from Biden, eating themselves, as it were, when clearly the party doesn't want that. So is Kamala our girl? Well, no, but could she potentially damage the Democrats a bit? Maybe so. This is the only way Harris gets to sit in the big chairs as HFNH. Yeah, if Biden literally dies, which he might, every day, it's a possibility. Vice President Kamala Harris told the Wall Street Journal she's ready to serve. The interview was conducted 2 days after Special Counsel Robert Hur found Biden, 81, had mishandled classified documents but should not be charged, at least partly because of his failing memory. The report described him as an elderly man with a poor memory and diminished faculties. The Wall Street Journal asked Harris, do voters' concerns about President Biden's age mean she must convince them that she is ready to serve? Quote, I am ready to serve, there's no question about that, Harris responded. She added that everyone who sees her on the job walks away fully aware of my capacity to lead. I'm sure they do. I'm sure that they walk away fully aware of what your capacity to lead is. About zero. Remember how you had less than 1% popularity in the primaries in 2020? Remember how James O'Keefe's leaks revealed that pretty much everyone hates you? No, I don't. I think you would be the least appropriate president the US has ever had, and its first female president. Just for shits, Wouldn't that be hilarious, though? If their first female president was so incompetent and maybe impeached halfway through office. What might be funny is that, like, Biden steps down as president on his last day, makes Kamala president for the last day, says, yeah, we got the first female president first. And then that's the end. And then it's Trump instead. That'd be kind of funny. Wouldn't happen, but it'd be kind of funny. First female president in the US served a 1-day term. The report noted that the discussion about Harris having to take over has now become a public conversation. There were always going to be a lot of scrutiny and pressure on her in the 2024 campaign, and that moment's here now, Jennifer Palmieri. Do we actually have a confirmation that she's the VP yet? I don't think we do, and I don't think she's a good choice. Who worked in the Obama and Clinton admins, and for Hillary Clinton's 2016 campaign told the newspaper, quote, I think that the special counsel's report has sort of accelerated that moment. The only confirmation we have is the James O'Keefe leaks, implying that she will. Biden steps down, falls down the stairs more like. Indeed. Yeah, so she probably will be, according to those leaks, assuming those leaks can be trusted. The thing is that our opponent might just change their plans according to the leaks to make them look wrong and to keep the opponent, to make themselves less predictable. I wouldn't be surprised if they did that in some way. Then again, they're so inflexible because they're so focused on useless things that they might not be able to. Harris has been on the campaign trail in recent weeks pushing a pro-abortion message, to say it's a gateway pundit. The report noted ahead of re-election campaign, Democrats privately expressed concerns about Harris's place on the ticket, portraying her as a liability. Her backers maintain that Harris, the daughter of Indian and Jamaican immigrants, has been held to a different standard from past vice presidents, including Biden. Well, if anything, a much higher one. She's been given the position with no reason. She is literally just there as life insurance for Biden. That's the only reason she's in there. Similarly with Pence. You pick someone as VP that your opponent will hate more than you. Many now acknowledge Harris is on a firmer footing campaigning on abortion access, but they still aren't convinced she should be anointed as the party's future leader. Over the weekend, the New York Times published an opinion piece calling for Biden to step aside. We just read that one. I think I'll leave it there, but you get the idea. All she said is she's ready to serve, but in the context of Biden losing a bunch of popularity very suddenly. So she might be plotting. Good question, Voodoo. I'm not sure. Like, Kamala would be, she's probably, I don't know. I think Vivek's a much bigger threat. Because whilst Trump is great, obviously, for us, and the enemy hate him, Vivek is actually more radical. Some of the left probably know that, and certainly would if there was any risk of if they knew when Vivek is announced to be VP, the left will suddenly become aware that he's more radical than Trump is, in the right direction, I think. But with Kamala, I don't think she would do anything different than Joe. I think they would both be puppets. Kamala would just be a less insane puppet, so less entertaining, most likely. We have to see more of her stupid face and hear more of her stupid speaking. Would there be less gaffes? It would be less obvious how decrepit the party is. But that's the most difference I think there would be. I don't know, Jack. I don't know if she's really a person. Like I think Joe is probably a psychopath, at least to a large extent, has been all his life, and now he's just a demented psychopath, so he's just doing nothing. Kamala, I suspect, also is as well. Doesn't really believe anything. She just says what she needs to say and does what she needs to do. So she would be quite happy to rubber stamp whatever the bureaucrats have focus group that she needs to do. I don't know if she'd care about anything, really. I don't know if she'd do anything different at all. Kamala had literally enslaved thousands of people by keeping them past their prison sentences and using them for forced labor. I was aware of that, yes. Using prisoners for labor, I don't think is completely wrong, but I have heard of other things Kamala has done which have been very objectionable, including imprisoning loads of blacks worse than they should have been as well. Which, we don't really care about the racial thing, but the Democrats do. Well, some of you do. Anyway,